What is going on, everybody? And TGI Friday, because you know what that means. Move over Yellow Jacket, because we're already getting a lot of teasers for next patch. And due to American Thanksgiving next week, we are getting 2 weeks worth of blog info today, which is a lot of exciting stuff to go over, which kind of makes it feel like this patch is already coming to a close, even though it's still weeks away from finishing. But we got lots of things to talk about today, so without further ado, let's jump on over to the blog post. So just to give some background context to this blog post, if you guys were awake late last night, there was a post with Longshot and Shatterstar, two characters who were pictured in on Twitter and on Facebook on the Marvel Strike Forces page. They had a photo of them with the Brotherhood, so that kind of teased for the blog post today, and here we are. So we have X Factor, so Longshot and Shatterstar, and more to come in this blog post, but let's get things started. So I think because of American Thanksgiving, I'm Canadian, as you guys know, but I think that they're probably going to be skipping out next Friday's blog post, so I think that all of this is just kind of doing it in advance, so that they can have, and you guys who are in the US can have this time off as well. So let's get things started here. The new X Factor faction, so that should be exciting. I think this is kind of because, you know, in this patch 4.5, you know, they changed the X-Men tag to the Uncanny. They still have the X-Men tag, but they kind of separated the older X-Men characters into that Uncanny tag, probably to make room for these characters who may also have the X-Men tag on top of it, but they're also going to have the X Factor faction from what it looks like. So let's get things started. So Longshot and Shatterstar cut through the odds with them. So Longshot is a genetically engineered slave from the extra-dimensional planet Mojoverse. So if you guys watched any of the 90s X-Men cartoons, that you might have known that Longshot was actually in the Mojoverse episodes of that. So I'm looking forward to this, and we'll have to see what that means for the faction and the characters coming forward. So dominated by beings known as the Spineless Ones, while on Mojoverse, Longshot was made to perform stunts for a spineless one named Mojo. So he's like the big one there. I wonder if he's going to be coming to the game. Who filmed his stunts for the entertainment of his people. Longshot eventually led a slave uprising and fled to Earth, but not before Mojo wiped his memory. So, alright. He has a lot of good luck, apparently, and probability, so it kind of sounds like almost like a domino, but hopefully his abilities and his kit is a bit different. So, similar to Longshot, Shatterstar is also a genetically engineered slave from Mojoverse. On Mojoverse, Shatterstar was engineered to be the perfect gladiator and made to fight in a coliseum for Mojo, who broke. So, a lot of the similar stuff's here. He was engineered with enhanced strength, speed, and stamina, as well as the ability to convert sonic frequencies into a vibratory shockwave channeled through weapons. So he's got, if you look at the picture up above, he's got two swords here, which is pretty cool. So let's go down here, and what do we got? So Shatters, I can't even say it. Shatterstar and Longshot are both members of the newly formed X Factor faction and share many, I think I skipped actually a little bit here, but okay, Shatterstar is Longshot's son, yeah, complicated family, and okay, that's fine. Sorry. And they share many similarities that make them a crushing force when paired together. So Longshot grants bonus crit chance, while Shatterstar grants bonus crit damage. So I guess you're going to want the two together, of course, to increase that. That kind of screams Raider to me, possibly Raider ISO, because then you're going to enhance that even further. They each have a passive ability mechanic based on their crit chance as well. Okay, so definitely Raider class here. On self or ally crit, Longshot increases speed bar for himself and X Factor allies, and Shatterstar barriers himself in X Factor allies. So that's pretty cool. And the duo also lends bonus attacks on each other's basic abilities when they're allies. So think of like the Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive combo. That's what it looks like here to me. So Wow the Crowd with the Prince of Blades and the Lucky One. So we get the kits here for Longshot. So Hero Cosmic Mutant. This is the very first time that a mutant character has had the Cosmic tag, because up until now it seems like all of them have been the Global tag. So this is definitely going to be interesting. Blaster and X Factor. So it's been a while since we had, other than Cyclops, that's been a mutant blaster. Oh, I guess Pyro, okay, but anyways, part of the X sort of set of characters here. So basic blade toss, attack primary target for 240% damage plus bonus attack for 160% damage. If Shatterstar is an ally, bonus attack for 200. Okay, so he gets a little bit of extra damage there if Shatterstar is an ally. Special Fan of Knives, energy cost 2 out of 2. This is pretty big here, guys. Attack all enemies for 260% damage plus apply bleed. So that's pretty nice. On a cooldown of 2, the damage percentage isn't too high, but the fact that it's available every 2 turns, that's pretty crazy, I would say, for a special attack. And apply bleed. Ultimate Knife Assault. Energy cost 5 out of 7, so this means it's going to be a turn 2 move. Attack primary target for 550% damage, so that's a pretty high value, I think. This attack has a 50% extra crit chance. So imagine if they already get 10% base, I believe, so this would knock it up to 60%. And then if you had Raider anywhere from 3 or 5, you know, you would be getting almost a guaranteed crit. Not quite, but pretty close. Damage is increased by an amount equal to this character's total crit chance. So that's interesting. Now, what does that actually mean? So if you stack up more crit chance, that it'll do more, but how much more? Doesn't seem to be really, it doesn't really tell you that. It's passive against all odds on self or ally crit, filled speed bar by 20% for self and all X Factor allies. That's a lot of speed bar, actually. So if this, now this is going to be a little bit RNG, of course, and that's what crit kind of is, but that's pretty good. On turn, heal for 20% of this character's max health. That's quite the regeneration for passive as well. 25% crit chance and all allies gain 10%. So he's actually getting plus 25, so is he 35? So is his ultimate 85% base? Because you would get 10% base plus 25% crit with an extra 50%. I think that's 85. And then if you add the Raider class on top, that could be a guaranteed crit, which would be pretty crazy with the passive here with the speed bar. And then all allies gain 10% crit chance too, so the rest of the X Factor team is going to get enhanced crit too. So this sounds like a very strong offensive team, but we'll have to see down below. So we do have a little YouTube video here of Longshot. Let's open this up here. Okay, so that looks like his basic there. And that's Shatterstar as well, but there we go. The Fan of Knives. And is this the ultimate? Yeah, single target attack. Kind of lame animation though, but that's pretty cool anyways. Shatterstar, so number two character here. Again, Hero Cosmic Mutant Brawler X Factor. So we're getting a Cosmic Brawler. This will be interesting as well for tags going forward for the Cosmic campaign. You know, other campaigns where you can use these characters that are mutants. Because, you know, before, again, mutants were primarily global characters. So this will kind of open up where you can use other mutant characters. And maybe the X Factor team might be a Cosmic team. Who knows? We'll have to find out later on. Basic Twin Blades, attack primary target for 2. So this looks pretty similar to Longshot's attack. If Longshot, yeah, so, okay, this is weird. Bonus attack for, so is this another bonus attack, or it's the same number here? I'm not sure what's going on here in the basic. Special Cross Slash, so 6 out of 6 is a turn 1 ability move, and so it looks like the ultimate as well, but let's back up here. Attack all enemies for 240% piercing, plus apply defense down for 2 turns to the primary target. Fortunately, it's not all targets, you know, that would be really good, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. So that actually doesn't sound too bad, because it's attack all enemies for 240% piercing. That sounds like quite a bit, and grant one ability energy to a Longshot ally, so not bad. Energy is a bit on the higher side, I think, but it is an AoE attack, so I kind of expected something like that, and it's piercing. So ultimate Empathetic Onslaught. Energy costs 4 out of 4. So if it's the AI, then it's gonna default to the ultimate first, and then the special. Attack primary target for 350% damage, plus chain to 3 adjacent targets for 310. Counter attack breaks this chain. If Longshot is an ally, attack all enemies for 350, plus apply defense up for 2 turns to self and defense up for 2 turns to self and X Factor allies. So you're definitely going to want the two together. Hopefully this guy comes, Shatterstar comes out first, because it seems like he's more reliant on I hope Longshot comes out first, because Shatterstar looks quite reliant on Longshot. Oh my god. I'm really getting these names mixed up here. Yeah, it seems very reliant for that defense up for 2 turns, but we'll have to see. I'm kind of disappointed that the counterattack breaks this chain. This kind of reminds me of Deadpool's ult a little bit, with an added bonus that it, you know, I think it does more damage by the looks of things. But that's kind of what it seems like to me, and counterattack breaks this chain. That's disappointing. I'm kind of hoping that another character maybe gets brought into the X Factor team, which is going to stop that from happening, perhaps, but that should be on the text here if that was the case, so I don't know. We'll have to wait. Passive Force of Will on self or ally crit, barrier self and X Factor allies for 20% of this character's max health. That's quite a bit. And on turn, heal 20%. Again, that regeneration, so that's pretty stellar. Now, I'm just waiting for it to show up as like ward defense. Part of me is just... I hope not, but this is kind of, when I see this kind of text, this like regeneration and heal self for 20% of max health, this kind of screams like a defensive sort of sustained sort of team to me. Gain 25% crit damage and all allies gain 10% crit damage. So he doesn't look like he gets enhanced crit, but if you go back up to Longshot, he does get 10% crit chance from him. So it doesn't look like he has enhanced crit, so it'll be harder for him to crit than for Longshot. But I guess if he was critting all the time, it would be pretty overpowered with the barrier, because that's quite a bit of barrier actually. So looks like there's a Shatterstar ability gameplay as well, so let's click on this and see what it looks like. Looks like the basic there, maybe. And special team up, or okay, interesting. So the AoE there, and that's probably the ultimate actually. Now that I think about it, the ultimate does yeah, for a primary target. Maybe it went the other way around. I'm not sure. Maybe it didn't show all the attacks there. That was an AoE, so cross slash. That definitely looks like the special move there. So. Maybe there's a team-up mechanic. I'm not sure. It looks like... Let's watch this one more time, actually. Looks like it seemed like there was like a team-up mechanic there. I think that might... Oh, so he got a crit there, and there's some turn bar. This is cross-slash, but it looks like that Shatterstar... Sorry, Longshot increased the damage. I don't know, but it doesn't say that there's a team-up mechanic in the text, so that's strange. If there's something I'm missing, feel free to comment down below on that one. And so Dark Dimension 4 Celebration. Dark Dimensions 4's opening is just around the interdimensional corner. While Strike's top commanders are working their way through this intimidating challenge, we're preparing to celebrate the first person to conquer Dormammu's newest realm. Here's what we have to plan. So, as always, there was the Widowmaker calendar for Dark Dimension 2 and the Tadano Mac calendar for Dark Dimension 3. So here they have another login calendar for Dark Dimension 4, a future login calendar, 100 character shards total for that character. We had Captain Marvel for Widowmaker, and I actually forget what it was for the Tadano Mac one. I don't remember, but feel free to also correct me down below about that one. I'm having a bit of a mind blank. So Blitz will conduct 3 polls on our social media channel featuring characters used by the first finisher. The winner. Okay, so this is, I think, featured blitzes for the characters, like the main characters that they used to go through each of the lanes. They did this definitely in the Tadano Mac Blitz. I remember this. There was Colossus, Sif, and a couple other characters as well that was used for this. So expect to see that. Events, bonus events. The 10 for 10 is coming back. In-game enshrinement. So whoever wins Dark Dimension 4 is going to be enshrined forever into Marvel Strike Force Infamy. Characters eligible to be selected by the winner or featured in these events must have been released before November 24th. Okay, so we're on 20. So I suspect that's anything from Ghost and before, nobody after Ghost, so no Yellow Jacket, I presume, or anything like that. So Emma Frost, maybe. A lot of people like to do these sort of milestone characters, if possible, because they're the hardest ones to get, technically. But we'll have to wait and see what gets chosen when whoever completes it, completes it. Character availability update. Looks like we're getting Red Skull heading to the War Store. So, oh my god, I have a spreadsheet with all the characters and how long it's taken. I'm pretty sure Red Skull is like on 6-7 months or something like that. It's been a long time, you know, when he came out. So, yeah, he's finally getting up to... Oh, wait... Oh, sorry, most of your... Okay, sorry, I read this wrong. My bad. I should have scrolled down further. So Red Skull's replacing Thor on Doom 1-6. Okay, I shouldn't get ahead of myself there. My apologies, everyone. So it's not the War Store. It's going into Doom 1-6. That's fine, too. You know, I was wondering when they would actually replace Thor there, because Thor's already in the Raid Store. So accommodate this. Thor is being shifted to Hero 7-3. And Black Widow is still going to be available in Villains 1-9. So there is this this Doom campaign going on that's apparently temporary, and they've shifted a lot of characters to early Heroes and Villains nodes. I kind of have this feeling that they might make it permanent because I think it's more player friendly that way. So a lot of the Sinister Six and Wave 1 Avengers were shifted over into the early heroes and early villains. So I think they might keep that, and that's why they were keeping Black Widow in Villains 1-9. I think maybe that's what they're planning. So otherwise they wouldn't have removed Black Widow from this Hero 7-3. So Thor's going there if you really need to farm him, but he is in the raid store as well. So Black Bolt's returning. Now I don't know if this is next week or the week after. Seems like they're pushing it ahead quite a bit because the original planned date for Black Bolt, I believe, was, looking at my calendar, was I think early to mid-December. So I think they're pushing things up at least 2 weeks ahead, but this is 2 weeks worth of blog posts, so it's hard to say if this is actually next week or if it's going to be the week after. So keep an eye out, and if you are looking to get Black Bolt and increasing star levels, then be on the lookout and be prepared for this. So 5-star squad of Asgardians required for that. Blitz is coming up, so the week of 11/23, that's coming up this Monday. We do have Green Goblin, it looks like here, and then Ghost Round 2, of course, on Thursday, and then the following week, the week of November the 30th, we're getting a Killmonger Blitz. If you need more Killmonger shards for the Chaos Theory event or just in general, and then we're starting off with the Yellow Jacket Blitz on, that should be, looking at my calendar again, that's December the 3rd. So keep an eye out for that. That probably means that Yellow Jacket's going to be in the Red Star orbs pretty soon, probably come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or something like that, and the offer will be out for him as well. So, bonus flash events, 11/23, we have Block Party coming back next week, and double character shards, of course, for City Hero characters if you need it. For Asgard, so double Asgardian shards. So I suspect this is after the Block Party event. So looking at my calendar again, I mean, it might be late next week, early the week after, but it doesn't say specifically. And then Clawing Back for its monthly Chaos Theory event, so that's going to be early December as well, so that's going to be in 2 weeks' time. So the reason why, because they said this after Black Bolt, I kind of suspect that Black Bolt's going to be maybe next Friday or something like that when they decide to open that up. And that's it. So this is going to be 2 weeks of blog posts here, and yeah, so I guess instead of doing one character at a time, they decided to throw both Longshot and Shatterstar at the same time for the beginning of this X Factor team. So I suspect that for patch 4.6 we'll start to slowly see more characters, but the next blog post, my guess, won't be until December the 4th, and that's where they're probably going to tease another character, either for X Factor or whatever they decide to do this for this team. So that's quite a bit here, guys. So let me know what you guys think about X Factor, Shatterstar, and Longshot coming, and who else you might think will be fitting on this X Factor team. I might have to do another video about X Factor later on. To be honest, I know quite a bit about Longshot, but I don't really know much about the, what variation of the X Factor team they decide to use for this. So we'll have to wait and see, of course. But until next time, guys, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Boilan signing out.